Now, you know, it was very, very early on. It was very, very early on in the pregnancy that this happened. It wasn't like, you know, 6 months. We were 6 months pregnant, and we had a miscarriage. So it was still, I mean, it was still pretty painful. It was still pretty painful to go through that stuff, especially, you know, doing it, you know, having that result more than once. It's very hard. It was very hard, and you know that's why when you first sign up for a program like this, they actually send you. They usually have, or at least this program has like an in-house psychologist, so they talk to you beforehand and sort of during to kind of help you through it, right? Because it's stressful. And we had to go into the hospital a few times because she had the miscarriage, and I can't remember what the term is, but at least once she had to have. Oh, shit, I wish I could remember what it is. Where they basically clean you out. But there's a name for it. So she had to do that. So it was you know, a few times in the hospital that we didn't have success in getting pregnant. So then where do you go from there? Because it wasn't successful. It wasn't successful for us to do the artificial insemination. Well, the next option is in vitro fertilization, and in vitro is like they, you know, do sort of the same things, similar things to you when you're going through artificial insemination. Like you have drugs, you take drugs to promote the multiple eggs to be delivered to the uterus, but it's much more intense. The drugs are a lot stronger. You have many more eggs. The idea is to get as many eggs as possible, because what they end up doing is they extract the eggs. Like, it's not like, okay, we have some eggs and we're just going to inject you for fertilization. It's no, we're gonna get as many eggs as possible, and then when the time's right, we're gonna extract the eggs, and then they inseminate them basically in like test tubes or however they do it. So that was the next phase, and that's what we went through. So it was pretty crazy. You go in for ultrasounds. Again, they're still monitoring the blood levels the same way they do for artificial insemination. And then when the time comes, they bring you into the hospital. They do an ultrasound, and in the ultrasound room, they go in and they extract the eggs, and it's much more painful. I mean, you know, artificial insemination, they're just sticking this thing and you know, inseminating you. You know, with egg extraction, they're going in and you know, probably even a little deeper and just extracting the eggs, and it's pretty painful. It's kind of painful. And I think they ended up extracting 10 or 12 eggs the first time we did it. Oh shit. Let's get that. I think 10 or 12 the first time we did it. And then they take those, and then I got to go into the little room and do my little thing in the room with the recliner and the porn magazines. Do my little thing, and then they take it, and then they fertilize the eggs in the lab. And then what they do is they incubate them. They incubate the eggs. I can't remember exactly how much time it was from the time that they incubate them. And what they want to see is that not only do the eggs fertilize, but then they actually start growing. So, you know, you get cell reproduction when the cell splits into two, and then the two splits into four, etc. Basic biology here, right? And then what they look for is, okay, are the eggs turning into what they call blastocyst? And the blastocyst is what you want, and is what you want for when they... Oh shit! No! Don't reload! Shit! I almost reloaded there. Oh my god. Okay, that was close. That was close. I didn't mean to reload. I was freaking firing at the dude. So once you have a blastocyst, that's when they say, okay, come back in, and they end up reinserting the blastocyst into her uterus, and then you carry on. And what they do is they want to have two of them, so they insert two of them into the woman. All right. Does it make sense? It might make sense. I hope you guys are enjoying this story. It's like I said, it's kind of hard to talk about a little bit, but that's all right. And I'm trying to keep it straight in my mind at the same time while I'm concentrating on playing this game. It's kind of hard. So they ended up reinserting 2, and the rest of them, like they could have, you know, I think the first time they extracted about 12 eggs, a dozen eggs or so, and the other ones they just keep. They end up freezing them, and you can use them later. So if it doesn't work that time, you know, you get these blastocysts reinserted into the uterus. If it doesn't work, then you don't have to go through the whole process of the drugs and the egg you know, getting the eggs out of her body, because it's expensive too. I mean, you know, we do have a good health care here in Canada, but it doesn't cover a lot of this stuff. I mean, this stuff, you know, if you're dying and you gotta go to the hospital and you gotta go into surgery because you're near dead, yeah, I mean, it's going to be paid for. But when you're doing stuff like this, some of it might be paid for, most of it isn't. Most of it you have to get through your regular, either your benefits plans at your place of employment, and especially for the drugs. You know, the drugs are pretty damn expensive. I think we ended up spending, I don't know, probably when all was said and done, at least $10,000 on some of these drugs and everything else that we had to pay for, because, you know, we upgraded a few things at the hospital, or we ended up doing that when all was said and done. But so we had 2 inserted. That's where we're at, right? And then you monitor the blood levels, and you go in for an ultrasound probably about 6 weeks after, just to see, you know, is there a pregnancy? Are the blastocysts growing, etc. And what ended up happening for us was we went back in, and you know, it appeared like everything was good. They had put back 2, and sometimes, or what usually happens, you know, it is possible to have twins or triplets, etc. Especially when you're doing artificial insemination. I think it's sometimes that happens more often, where you have multiple births. But even with the in vitro, yeah, they put 2 back. I mean, it's a very high possibility that you could have 2 kids. You could have 2 babies. So when we went back in for the ultrasound, we had 1 blastocyst that was still present in the uterus. And, you know, whatever happens, I'm not sure what happens to the other one. Like if you had, you know, more than 2, it just gets absorbed, or, you know, it's kind of like the woman has a bit of a, I don't know if she ends up having a bit of a period or not, but it gets absorbed or something. Anyways, it's not there. It's not there. So there was only 1 present, right? Should I go start running around here with these guys? Concentrating. So yeah, everything was good. It was great. We were pregnant, and we were looking forward to it. And I mean, you continue taking. Oh shit! What the hell did I get caught on there? Continue taking some drugs along the way, just to make sure everything's good, and we were on our way. So what ended up happening was, I can't remember the exact timing, but oh shit, I don't know if it was shortly thereafter. At one point, anyways, what happened was that my wife woke up one morning in like severe pain, like unbelievable pain, and you know, she was doubled over. She couldn't barely move, so I had to bring her to the hospital. We brought her to emergency. What the doctors had said at the time was that it looked like perhaps she had cysts. Like sometimes women get cysts in their ovaries, etc., and it can definitely impact a woman's pregnancy and prevent her from getting pregnant because you have all these cysts. So they basically thought, okay, you know, she had a cyst that burst, because that can be extremely painful. All the sort of signs were there that that's what it was. Oh shit! Should I get another gun? Yeah, definitely want to try and get another gun. Hold on, I'll continue in a few minutes. Yeah, I don't want that. I should save up a zombie here at the end of a round to do that. So yeah, we brought her to the hospital. Okay, yeah, it's possibly a cyst that burst. I still have insta-kill, shit. And they brought her in. We were still in Emerge. We were in Emerge for a while. They took her blood and stuff. And they ended up checking her into the hospital because she was in a lot of pain. She was in a lot of pain. You know, that kind of unbearable pain, right? So that ended up going on for some time. Like that day, just she was in pain. They admit I don't know if they admitted her, and then just monitored her that day. And the timing is one of the important pieces of the story. Is kind of interesting. The timing of it. This all happened on a Thanksgiving long weekend. What we were originally planning for that weekend, we were going to go and visit my family. My family lives about 5 hours north of where we live now. And we were going to go visit my family. My grandfather was who was in World War II. He was not feeling well. We wanted to go see him, but he ended up getting some sort of flu. And because my wife was pregnant, we were going to go for the weekend. It was again 5 hours away. But because we were pregnant, we're like, okay, well, my grandfather, we wanted to go see him. But he's sick. He has some sort of flu. I don't know if he had a bird flu or something at that point in time. But we didn't end up going because, yeah, I don't want my wife getting sick. I mean, we can't really take that much medication when you're pregnant, and we decided not to go. So when this happened, the morning that she doubled over and was in pain, this was the Thanksgiving Sunday. It was on a Sunday, and the Thanksgiving holiday for us in Canada here is in October, and it's on the Monday. So that's when we went to the hospital. We went to the hospital Sunday morning. Her parents were out of town, and it was just, I brought her in, and it was just me and her there. So she spent the day, it was like, I don't know, afternoon, well into the afternoon and evening, and things weren't getting better. Like, she was still in a huge amount of pain, and the doctors were just like, I don't know, they weren't doing anything. I mean, they come, our one doctor, who actually happened to be the doctor who was helping us with the artificial insemination, the fertility doctor at the clinic was there. I mean, he was one of the doctors there. And again, I don't know if they had entire staff. I mean, it was a long weekend. It was a long weekend staff. I mean, they had enough staff for a hospital, but still. So she ended up, I think that night, I mean, she was still... Oh, shit. The zombie died. Alright. What the hell? Why'd the zombie die? So that night, I mean, it went into later that night, probably around, I don't know, 9 p.m. or so. And I'm freaking out here. I'm freaking out, and she's still in pain. She can't move. I mean, she can't move. And then her, she starts complaining about, oh, shit. Whoa. She starts complaining about a pain in her shoulder. And that's when I think the I called the doctor. Like, I freaked out. I went to the nurse's station, and I flipped out. I said, you get the fucking doctor back in here, because she's not, she's still in freaking pain here. And her just lying in bed is not doing it, is not helping her. Something's wrong here. Something's got to be done. So I freaked out on the nurse. I said, you call the doctor in here now. And the doctor came in, and yeah, he got pretty concerned as well. And they had some additional blood tests that came back that showed her, her blood count, her blood level had gone down significantly. So one of the signs of, we're going to go to internal bleeding, is, shoulder pain.